You were born free, but taught to obey. You were not born tame. You were born wild, unfiltered, awake. Your first moments were full of sensation, the brightness of light, the sound of breath, the rawness of feeling. There were no expectations, no comparisons, no shame, just the present, full and overwhelming. You cried when you needed, reached when you wanted, moved before thought had time to intervene. You didn't ask if it was okay. You didn't check if it was allowed. You just were. This was your original state, before the words, before the roles, before the image of who you were supposed to become. Somewhere in you, that part still lives. But it didn't take long for the shaping to begin. They told you what was good, what was bad, what was acceptable. They praised you when you conformed, corrected you when you didn't. You learned fast. That being seen was dangerous. That being different meant risk. That love came with conditions, so you shrank. You nodded. You softened the edges of your truth, and every time you said yes when you meant no, the cage closed tighter. You became who they needed you to be, the good student, the quiet child, the agreeable friend, the safe adult, and they called it maturity, responsibility, success. But it was just forgetting that you were never meant to live behind a mask, forgetting that you were born with fire, not filters. And yet, something in you never fully surrendered. You felt it in quiet moments, when the noise died down, a flicker of something deeper, not rebellion, but remembrance. Remembrance of the one who came before the rules, before the image, before the fear. That part of you, the unshaped one, is still waiting. Not for permission, not for approval, but for your return. They didn't have to beat it out of you. They just smiled when you obeyed and looked away when you didn't. At first, the rules felt small. Say thank you, sit still, don't speak when the adults are talking. But over time, they stacked, layer after layer. Don't cry, don't be weird, don't be too loud, don't be too soft, don't be too much of anything. And somewhere between correction and silence, you learned that safety was better than truth, that fitting in was better than standing out, that it was easier to be accepted than to be free. So you put away your instincts. You softened your voice. You hid your wildness under smiles, and they called it growing up. But what they really meant was, stop being who you are. They handed you a costume and told you it was your name. They told you freedom was selfish, that obedience was maturity, that certainty was safety. And maybe you believed them, because it's terrifying to not be chosen, to not be included, to walk alone. So you traded your questions for answers, your freedom for security, yourself for a version that was easier to manage. They didn't steal your freedom. You gave it away, piece by piece, just to feel like you belonged. They told you you were free, that you could be anything, do anything, say anything. But freedom with conditions isn't freedom. It's performance. You could speak, as long as it wasn't too loud. Be yourself, as long as it made sense to them. So you lived inside the lines, followed the script. You weren't free. You were well behaved. But the worst cages are the ones that tell you you're already outside them. But it's not too late. Freedom isn't something they can give you. It's something you remember. And once you remember, truly remember, it changes everything. You stop asking to be seen. You stop waiting to be allowed. You stop living a life that was never yours. Freedom starts small, with a choice, with a truth, with a single moment of saying, I am done pretending. No one is coming to unlock the door, because the lock was never real. You were born free. And now, you get to return to that truth. Not loud, not angry, just honest. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.